So this is the pepper, no, I'm sorry, this is actually the butterfly garden I'm in right now. So if you look right behind me, they're all flying around me. So cool. Oh yeah, very, very cool. I think this is a beautiful setting. Talk about obstacles. There's a whole lot of obstacles you have to navigate around the botanical garden, which is kind of speaks to the beauty of dealing with obstacles. So here we are dealing with all these different obstacles to get to beauty. So just lets you know in dealing with those things that we have to deal with, and we don't have a choice. You know, we don't have a choice. It's just, you have to have just sheer willpower and determination, and you have to also, speaking of the botanical garden, you have to surround yourself around the right people. And when you surround yourself around the right people, again, just all fitting in with the botanical garden, there's beauty all around me. There's absolute beauty all around me. When you are putting yourself in a position to succeed, that's just how it is. So I'm sure there is success coming all of our ways. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of If You Can Read, You Can Cook. My name is Lewis Morgan, and in today's episode, we will be highlighting a book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Really good book here, and once we leave, I'm actually in the Kanapahua Botanical Garden. So this is kind of impromptu. I was just walking around. I said, well, let me go ahead and do a video, and because I had intended on doing a video today anyway. I wasn't going to do it somewhere as beautiful as this, but this is quite the place. I'm actually in the water garden right now. You can probably hear the water in the back. So what I'll do is, once I'm done highlighting the book, I'll go home, and then we're going to create today, it's called macaroni and cheese, but it's a little twist on it. It's going to be a jerk macaroni and cheese. So I'm pretty sure you all will love that. This is the first time I'm going to cook it, so we'll see how it turns out. So all right, look forward to that. But just wanted to give you guys just a view kind of where I'm at, and it's just, this is the garden. This is part of it, so I'll do some more footage. They have a butterfly garden that is pretty nice as well. So if you can see, this is just the backdrop of the plants and things like that, and you can probably hear the watering back again. It's right behind me now. This is the water flowing right here, so it's really nice. I'll give you guys a look at that. So there's the flowing water. Maybe you can't see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the flowing water. Yep, you can see it. There it is. Really, really nice. Yeah, really enjoy the outdoors and doing things like this. So gonna be interesting. So, but let's just jump right into the book. Again, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Really, really, really good book. I mean, it's phenomenal, and really one takeaway is obstacles. We all have obstacles. We all deal with them, no matter what it is: family, business, work, church. We all have these obstacles that we have to deal with, and in order to reach success, in order to reach any goal that we want to have or to achieve, there's going to be obstacles. And again, on the other side of those obstacles, there is greatness on the other side. But we can't walk around those obstacles. We got to go through them. We got to deal with them. And when we do, everything else falls into place. So I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. Action is the solution and the cure to our predicaments. Action is the solution and the cure to our predicaments. And what really is the takeaway from that is directed action. We can have a lot of different action, but it has to be directed toward a certain thing. We have to be willing to do certain things in order to again reach our goals, and we can't avoid, you know, those road we travel. We want to go on the road less traveled, you know. That's really where we want to go. The road most traveled, everybody does that. So we want to take the road that's less traveled, and when we do that, again, there is greatness waiting on us. So I challenge you all to go out. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Very, very, very good book. Again, I have many takeaways from the book. It's a really good book, but that's my main takeaway, is that we have to stop avoiding those obstacles, because they're going to be there in everything that we do. Those obstacles are going to be there. So let's just go ahead, deal with those obstacles. And again, I'm very excited that everyone who's out there who's willing to deal with those obstacles, myself included, it's just greatness waiting for us. But for now, let's just stick with that. Just let's deal with all the obstacles and, you know, embrace them as they come, because, you know, learning comes from obstacles. Everything comes from dealing with that obstacle. Failure is that's all it is. It's just talking about really failure. Let's go ahead, deal with those failures. I'm really excited for you guys to read this book. It will definitely resonate with you all. All right, see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, welcome back. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started with the jerk mac and cheese. Just wanted to show you all the ingredients. I'm gonna use some cornstarch for the roux instead of the flour. Gonna use butter with that. Also for the topping, gonna use the jerk seasoning and butter, and we're gonna mix those together to make that, and we're gonna pour that over the jerk mac and cheese. Gonna use half and half. You can use milk, you can use heavy whipping cream, or anything that you like to thicken it like that. I'm gonna use half of a thing of cream cheese as well. I'm gonna use some Gouda cheese. I'm gonna cut this up and put it in there. Gouda gives it a little bit of a smoke flavor to it. Have some white cheddar, also have some Parmesan cheese. So it is 4 different types of cheese that we're gonna put in there. And also here is my jerk chicken. I made the jerk chicken just the night before so that it incorporates all of those flavors. And then I have some onion powder and some fresh garlic that I've chopped right here. So gonna put all of that together. Gonna take about 45 minutes or so where I cook the noodles. That I pre-cooked those. I'm gonna make the roux with the milk and add the cheese and everything to it. So all of this is gonna go into a pot. We're gonna put it into a baking pan and put it in the oven at about 400 degrees. And then we're gonna take it out and see if it's good or if it ain't. All right, I'll be back shortly.
If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. You can do anything. You can do anything. Always knew I'd see a day like this. Blue skies, vanilla clouds, sun rays that gliss. Had a vision, I just pray he made it clear that is a new look, a good book top with a chef's kiss. Took a while to embrace these gifts. Had to find my niche, had to take that risk. Had to work that whisk, had to use my wits to know that this ain't that, and that ain't this. Come on, you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. You can do anything. You can do anything.
right here. And if it's as good as it looks, it's gonna be good. So I added some cracked black pepper to the macaroni and cheese. I like black pepper with mine. I also made a this is the jerk seasoning. So I just took the jerk seasoning and added some butter to it. I'm just gonna put this on top of the mac and cheese to give it that, of course there's the jerk chicken in there. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of this on top, and that's going to gonna give it that jerk taste to it. And there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna taste up and see if it's good or if it ain't. So let's see. Of course, it's really cheesy. 4 different cheeses, you know, it's gonna be cheesy. Really nice taste to it. You can use whatever cheese. I just use the white cheddar. You can use your normal cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you decide to use, but I like the the white cheddar. If you can use an aged cheese or something that's gonna give it a smoky flavor, the Gouda does a really good job of that. And this sauce here, you have to add it. I thought it was gonna be a little bit too spicy, but it goes really, really well with the jerk chicken and the cheese and everything. This is pretty good. Again, my first time making it, and you know, when you're cooking things, it's going to get better and better over time. And this being my first time, I think it turned out pretty good. But over time, it will get better. Yep. And remember to go out and read the book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Again, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, phenomenal book. And remember, if you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you